As women, sometimes it is hard to find other women that are like-minded, that support each other fully, that help each other grow. And that is really what I was searching for. As my success within real estate started, I started really trying to find a group of people. It didn't have to be women, that's just where I landed, but a group of people that could help me kind of get to the next level.
When you look at properties, like what do you like to do best? Like what do you prefer? Like the ones that are, the flip will give you the money because the market is dictating, you can make money on this one, or you prefer just to keep them?
I would love to keep all of them, but a lot of times the money just doesn't make sense to do that. If I've got, let's say, $220,000 in the house, so we're in Springfield, Missouri, so our price points are pretty low here. Do this as well. If they want to be team leaders, I'll help you be a team leader. So I am all about helping other real estate agents grow in one way, shape, or form.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Muy buenos días, tardes, noches, a la hora que nos estén escuchando. Estamos haciendo un episodio más de Real Estate Talks. ¿Cómo estás, Lala?
¿Qué onda, Gaby? Muy bien, muy contenta de estar aquí. Este episodio remoto que la verdad me gusta porque nos permite hablar con gente súper interesante sin la limitante de que estén o que tengan que viajar a Austin para entrevistarlos. Por eso feliz de tener este formato en el podcast. Y bueno, el día de hoy tenemos a una mujerona, ya sabrán, este episodio va a ser en inglés. Pero ya saben, aquí hablamos Spanglish, traduciremos cuando sea necesario. Y bueno, welcome, Kelly. Great to have you here.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm excited.
We met Kelly through one of the organizations that we love, Go Abundance. She's the leader, and you've been the leader for a while, yeah, since 2016.
I have been within GoBundance since 2021.
Oh, okay, okay. So we met her through that, and then we learned about her journey. So we wanted to we'll let you introduce yourself and tell us what do you do and what are you things you like and a little bit of your story.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I was introduced to GoBundance and with you guys, or GoBundance, I think I was introduced to in 2021. The women's division is fairly new. So it's only been around, I think it started in 2019 and then 2020 hit. So kind of put the kibosh on a lot of the growth. I didn't find out about it till 2021, but the men's side has been around for a long time. But I am a real estate agent. I got my license in 2013, started building a team in 2016. So I still run a very successful team here in Southwest Missouri, still involved in GoBundance heavily, love GoBundance, team leader. I own a new construction company, a property management company, and a lot of investment property.
Property
We
management.
a
Wow.
lot of fix and
But
flips.
the new construction, that's yours. It's not related to GoBundance, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify because of for our audience because just so our audience know, can you explain what GoBundance is and then we'll move to
Sure.
your story? Yeah.
Yes, I would love to. So GoBundance, oh my gosh. So as women, sometimes it is hard to find other women that are like-minded, that support each other fully, that help each other grow. And that is really what I was searching for. As my success within real estate started, I started really trying to find a group of people. It didn't have to be women, that's just where I landed, but a group of people that could help me kind of get to the next level of where I wanted to be, help me be a better mother, help me be a better real estate agent, and just better all around, build wealth and be surrounded by like-minded people. Over the years, who you surround yourself with matters so much. And I needed to find a tribe that pushed me and supported me. And that's where I was introduced to GoBundance. I read a book called The Tribe of Millionaires that was written by the founders of GoBundance on the men's side. My real estate coach at the time is the one that told me to get the book. I'm a big reader. And so I read the book
What's
and
the
I
name of the book
texted him.
again? What's the name of
The
the
book
book?
is Tribe of Millionaires. And I don't think I have a copy here. Tribe of Millionaires. It's a short read, it's a parable.
Okay.
Oh, really? Horrible. Okay.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So
And then
I,
you were telling us, I just didn't want to mix it up so our audience could understand. You were telling us that you have a construction company?
yes. So on personally, yes, I have a new construction company. So GoBundance really is just meeting other women. It's not a real estate coaching company or anything like that. It's just an organization that supports other successful, like-minded women. And that's how I was introduced. I needed to go find a tribe of people. It's hard to find people like that locally. So I needed to go find a tribe of people that supported you and pushed you and helped you think outside of the box. So that's where GoBundance comes into the mix. And I would have never found them if it weren't for my real estate career.
And
Okay.
then tell us about your real estate career. How did you start in real estate? What have you done, etc. A little bit about your journey.
Sure. Thank you for that. So I actually did not want to be a real estate agent, which is unlike most people, because everybody's like, my whole life I've dreamed of being a real estate agent.
No, I'm
That's
like
not
you,
my
and
dream.
I am a real estate agent too. But I asked Gabby, I was like, no, I don't want to be an agent, and I end up being an agent. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just fits, right?
That's
When I grew up, my father owns a new construction company.
Okay.
And so I was 5 years old laying sod and hanging insulation and sanding cabinets. And we started a development in 2008. They started a development. So my mother, who was basically just his secretary at the time, she said, well, I'm just going to go ahead and get my license. So she got her real estate license. Sorry, we started the development in 2006. And then we all know what happened in 2008.
Mm-hmm.
So she went from, they weren't loaning any money to builders. And so he wasn't able to build any homes for a solid year. He built 0 homes. And, we went from building 15 to 20 a year to nothing. So she said, ooh, I actually have to do this real estate thing full time, which was easy. Her business grew during the recession because all the other agents were leaving and
Mm-hmm.
she didn't have any other choice but to get out there and do it. She quickly became the #1 agent at the brokerage. We were at a boutique local brokerage at the time. And in 2013, she asked me to join her just as her transaction coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Lala, you're on mute.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was gonna ask just to give context to the audience. This is in Springfield, Missouri, or where? Yeah.
Yes. Yep. All of it's in Springfield, Missouri, or Southwest Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yep. So in 2013 is when I joined her, and I was just going to join her as her transaction coordinator. I had actually, I was unemployed at the time and a single mother of a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old. And I get no child support from their father, which was our agreement when we divorced. So it was, we just chose not to do child support. We split them 50-50. So I had no other income coming in. I'd been smart enough to save up money to be able to live off of about 6 to 8 months before I would really start to panic. And at that time, I was actually living on food stamps and Medicaid and unemployment. And my mother said, just come work for me as my transaction coordinator until you figure out what you want to do with your life. So at 33, I did. And as you guys know, as a transaction coordinator, we're very limited on how we can talk to our clients. And so she said, you need to get your license. And I was like, I do not want to get my license. I do not want this to be my job. And here we are. Here we are 12 years later.
And then when you were in the business, you just liked it and you start talking to clients, and then there's like, okay, I need the license to start having conversations with them, and that's how it transitioned.
Pretty much, yeah. I got my license finally, kicking and screaming. I did get my license. I didn't even pass the first time, which was awful. Having to go back and tell my mom I didn't pass the test the first time. But yeah, then she had some clients. My first clients, they wanted to go, they were out of state and they wanted her to go take some pictures of the sunroom. She goes, here you go take pictures of that sunroom. And it literally just flew from there. I like to say she threw me into the shark infested waters and I had to sink or swim. So luckily, I did not get eaten.
That's great. And then you like it too much to build up a team, because a lot of people get into this business, the realtor side, and they just like to be solo, and they just don't want to grow a team because that requires another set of skills.
Yes, I have learned a lot over the last 10 years of building a team for sure.
So how do you transition, or tell us about how do you go from like, okay, a realtor to really start seeing real estate as an investment, like the investment side of things. So like, okay, I like this because it's a full-time job as a realtor, but then on this side, you start seeing this as a creation of wealth.
I think real estate is a golden ticket, truthfully. I think anybody that truly looks at it, it's not about buyers or sellers. You can change the legacy of your family through real estate. And I think we have a gift, not only for helping people, because I think sales is hard, it is a hard job, but not only do we have the gift of being able to talk to people and understand people on a different level, we also have the gift of having an intense amount of knowledge that other people just don't have. We have access to an MLS. If we are good at what we do, we get a lot of off-market opportunities as well. We have buyers or sellers, or sorry, let me just say sellers mostly, that will call us, and we do a listing appointment, and at that point you might see that not listing the house but paying cash for it at there is a better opportunity for them. And so I think we're just constantly introduced to opportunities to build generational wealth. And right now, that's where my passion is helping other people build that generational wealth. I love growing a team and having them work with buyers or sellers. For me, it's more about teaching my team how to build generational wealth and not just their next transaction.
Got you. And how do you, go ahead, Lala.
Yeah. So, can you tell us about your first investment property? How did you acquire it? How did you find it? How did you, found that opportunity, and what happened then, please?
My very first one was a bank-owned property, and it was in 2019, so I was 37, was my very first
So
one.
you were already a realtor. You were in the, you had all that information and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really scared to do that. I was really scared to buy my first investment property. And at the time, I still have I am a property manager, but I still have one because I'm slowly transitioning. I've been growing my portfolio now for 6 years, but I did not want somebody calling me at 3 o'clock in the morning to go unclog a toilet. I just didn't want to do it. So I had a property manager, and it's taken me 6 years to get the nerve that literally just last fall is I bought two more, and I decided that I would start managing those on my own.
Oh, wait, you own properties, you have a property management, but you also have a property management company. So you help clients and do the property management for them.
Yeah. Yeah, we fell into that. A lot of times sellers will have their house listed for sale and they're like, I want to take it off the market and just rent it. And I'm like, okay, well, I can do that for you. So that's how that got started. It's different, and that's what I teach my team to do, and I kind of walk them through how to manage property and stuff. And so I'm the property manager for those. That's not a big money maker for us. That is an addition that we offer a seller that can't sell their house at the moment and just wants to throw a tenant in it.
Which is great. It's just one more thing you offer to a seller or even to an investor buyer who wants to buy but is scared about buying because doesn't know how to rent it or how to like turn it into a rental and manage it, or long distance type of buyer. So that's a great thing to always have to offer to clients.
Yeah, that's how we felt about it. So it's nothing that we promote. I don't try to get new clients. It's only just an add-on for services that we provide to our sellers.
Gotcha.
So tell us about this first one.
Uh-huh. When you get it, like,
So it was getting ready to go through foreclosure, and I went in there. I think I can't even remember, to be honest, maybe $34,000 on it, and remodeled it. I paid cash for it, and that's coming from saving. I, as a real estate agent and growing up in a new construction family, I knew not to spend all the money that we made. So I give myself a budget every month of what I'm allowed. Everything else goes into another account. So I had the money in there to purchase the property and to get it fixed up and then rent it out. And that was in 2019. And it's been great. I mean, that's probably one of my most profitable ones to date because, I bought it before the market went crazy. And I still own it. I still own it today.
and you always, like when you bought it, you were thinking, okay, I'm gonna flip it and sell it, or you always had that long-term rental in mind?
I knew on that one that I was going to rent it out.
Okay. When you look at properties, like what do you like to do best? Like what do you prefer? Like the ones that are, the flip will give you the money because the market is dictating, you can make money on this one, or you prefer just to keep them?
I would love to keep all of them, but a lot of times the money just doesn't make sense to do that. If I've got, let's say, $220,000 in the house. So we're in Springfield, Missouri, so our price points are pretty low here. If I have a house that is worth that I have about $220,000, I like to go off that 10% rule. It's got to rent for 2,200. If I can't get, I just sold one 2 weeks ago that the rent on it probably would have only been 1,600. I'm like, oh, I'll just sell it because I can't get out of it what I want. So that's where I am with that. And now the interest rates are going up. So I pay cash for the houses and then I fix them up and then I refinance. I do the BRRRR method. And if I'm not going to make, a little bit of cash flow there after I refinance it, then I'd rather just sell it.
Okay. You pay cash, meaning like you really save up to pay the cash, or you do hard money?
No, we pay, I buy in cash.
Okay. Okay. That makes a difference because then you don't have that carry cost, that might not help the math when you're trying to sell it.
Yeah. And I know at first it seems really scary, like where am I going to come up with that kind of money? But I do not have a lavish lifestyle at all, even though I'm raising two boys on my own and, I don't get child support from them. So I make sure that me and the boys are covered. And then everything else just goes to building my generational wealth. And it's not always easy for sure. If I want a brand new car, I'd love to have these super fancy cars that are out there nowadays, but it's more important to me to create the lifestyle that I want to live. And I've got a goal of the passive income that I want to make so that I can, have the freedom to live the life that I want to live and have the freedom to teach my kids how to do the same thing. And I learned a lot from GoBundance when it comes to that. I got really burned out on just working with buyers and sellers and building a team. And I knew that there was something more that I could learn about building generational wealth. And that's where I went and hunted for a community to help me do that. And GoBundance has helped me tremendously learn how to build generational wealth within my family.
Kelly, and where are you finding opportunities right now in this market? Like, do you focus only on Springfield, or have you bought real estate across the country?
I owned a short-term rental unit in Bryson City, North Carolina for 1 year. And there is nothing passive about an STR. And I said, I'm done.
I have a couple of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a couple of those. I'm actually in one of them right now because the tenants, I mean, the guests left yesterday, and another ones are coming up in 2 days. And we have a list of things of repairs, like the grill is not working properly, and like a lot of things that need to be done. So my husband and I was like, okay, we have 2 days. Let's come and work from here. But yeah, I agree with you.
You are there right now?
I'm in the
Like
one in
in
New
San
Braunfels
Juan
right
or
now.
in Braunfels?
Yes, yeah, yeah. So that's why you don't see my regular office is my room. But you have to do it. And the reason, I don't know how you were doing it, Kelly, but ours is only like an hour away in both directions. So it's like I can go and fix them. If you were in North Carolina, it's like, okay, you need to have an army there or at least a staff that you can trust to really get work it and pay for those services because you can now go yourself and fix it.
Yeah, that's the hardest part. I went through two property managers in that year and I just could not find anybody that I trusted. And then I went out there a couple of times. It was an 11-hour drive.
Wow.
And if I would have flown, I would have had to fly to Asheville and then rent a car and drive 2 or 3 hours in. It just wasn't easy. So I tried it. And I was like,
And then
okay,
you
that
sold
was
it.
it.
You ended selling it. You ended up selling it.
Yeah, for the exact same amount that I paid for it. So I took a loss on it because I had real estate commissions and the work that I put into it at the time and all this stuff. So I say it was a very expensive learning lesson, but people have had more expensive learning lessons
Oh,
for sure.
totally. You have maybe people have put money on the table at closing, like, yes. Do you think it was the short-term rental part? Like if you were investing in a long-term rental, long distance, would it be different? Or like what other parts was like just invest like out of that experience, you are feeling like I'm not going to invest out of state, I'm going to stay in my community, or I'm not going to invest in short-term rental, even if it's right here.
That's actually a really good question, and it's really hard for me to answer that. I know long-term rentals here locally, so as a parent that is raising two boys on her own and trying to build this massive real estate career. I was like, I don't, and I'm also a real estate coach and I also speak on a lot of stages. So I'm like, I just don't have the time to try to put one more thing in my wheelhouse. When my kids are gone, and they're 16 and 17 now, so I've just got a very few short years left with them. And when they're gone, I think I want to dip my toe back in the short-term rental because I feel like I'd have more time to manage them. I don't think I ever would want to manage an STR on my own. I think I'd want to have a property manager, but I feel like I would vet them more. And that's the key is vetting the property manager. You know, that's the key, in my opinion, from success to not successful.
Yeah.
So your thing is more single family rentals, like long-term rental. That's what you like. That's where you find like
Yeah, and it's not the big money maker. I mean, these STRs, gosh, around 2020, 2021, people were just piling in the cash. And I'm like, ah, and that was not what my experience was at all. So I bought it wrong. I sold it wrong. You know, at the timing, I just got swept up. And that happens. You get swept up into the excitement. So that's
Yeah.
what happened. I got swept up and I did
That's so
not do
true.
my due diligence.
And it's really hard not to get in real estate. You have so many options, especially when we go to these conventions where we hear, okay, these people are doing this with storages, these people are doing this with like land development, and like, I mean, when you love real estate so much, you feel in Lala the same way, like, I want to do that, I want to do that, I want to do like you want to do everything, but it's important to understand that staying in your line and what you know is working and is proving and then moving forward, you kind of like move more exponentially if you stay in your niche versus if you're trying to spread yourself too thin and then trying to dabble here and then making mistakes because you are not the expertise or anything.
Yeah, but on the other hand, you gotta try. I mean, and I agree with Kelly, and like you gotta try. I mean, I prefer to learn by doing just, and you gotta take a risk in order to gain
Mhm.
something. But that risk has to be adjusted, or at least you need to understand what risk you're going into, and like there's a worst case scenario, and understand what's that worst case scenario, and you don't always win them all. But then if you don't risk it, and you know, if you are curious, your curiosity or whatever you want to try something, I would encourage like try it, but this or this or this could happen, right? But there's
Mhm.
no other way to know, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Just a very expensive learning lesson.
I
I
know.
just paid, I got a degree in short-term rentals.
Pretty much a master. You see it as a master, you put your master in short-term rentals. And as you say, you might use it later in life. You never know. It's still part of the knowledge. I still have
Yes.
one of those when you were saying, oh, Dalala, I think of a new construction. Like I always want to get into new construction. And I have a house that is perfect. And now with the city giving us chance to build two on it, it's like, but you were so afraid because it's a brand
Your
new.
house, Gabi?
Okay, no, no mine, one of the rentals. It has the
Ah,
perfect land. It's sitting, but it's a small house, but it's sitting in a lot that can be divided.
go ahead.
And but it's a different world. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it one of these days. But it's just still within real estate, but it's a different thing. But in that topic, the new construction part of your business, Kelly, tell us about that. Did you actually build new construction, or you do that still in that business?
Pretty much, yeah. So my father, he's retiring out, and my brother took over.
Mm,
So it is something that my brother, let's see, he's just a little bit younger than me. So my mother's retiring from real estate. I'm taking over the real estate aspect. My brother is taking over the new construction aspect of it.
okay.
So, but he started, I mean, my father started it back in the 80s. So
Mm.
he's been building for a long time, and I learned so much from them in terms of finances that when the market crashed in 2008 and I saw what they did, and they'd made smart decisions by not over leveraging all of their rentals because they had purchased just one rental property a year. I think the first one they bought, my dad was 37 or 38, and they would buy one a year. They would buy one a year, one a year, one a year, and now they own right around 50, and they don't need to work. They work because they want to. It gives them a purpose and it gives them something to do. And my brother has been working hand in hand with my father for probably 20 years. So he's getting ready to retire. We've got the real estate, new construction company, plus and my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, she works for us. So
So
we're
how
very
are the,
family.
yeah, how are the Thanksgiving dinners? Is all about real estate?
Much. I mean, we just got back from Punta Cana 2 weeks ago. I think, yeah, 2 weeks ago, we just got back from Punta Cana. All nine of us went on a family vacation, and we do that once a year. So, yeah, Thanksgiving dinner, Father's Day, Mother's Day, all of that stuff. We're always together.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Um, well, tell us just we need to wrap up here, running out of time, but just tell us something that you want the people that we haven't touched on that you want our audience to know.
Great question. So for me, I think a lot of the things that as real estate agents we experience is just burnout. And so I started growing the team because I really was I worked 9 weeks without a single day off, which is exhausting. And as a single parent, that makes that even worse. And then I reminded myself that's not why I'm getting into real estate. And so I think as the market right now, we're in a weird transition period, and a lot of people are trying to figure out what they want to do. But I think one of the things that we need to be the most mindful of is making sure that we create these boundaries, that we don't let real estate overtake what's really important in life. And I think that a lot of people struggle with that for sure. And, just keep going, just keep putting one foot in front of the other. I never thought when I was living on welfare and living on unemployment, just in 2013. So 12 years ago, I never thought that I would be where I am today with this massive organization. But you just have to keep going. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in the reasons why you do this. You got to have a powerful why and remind yourself it's not just about the people that you're working with. We do this for ourselves. People get into real estate because they think that they get freedom, and they think that they think they love showing houses, but you get burned out on that pretty quick. But they want the freedom of their flexible schedule, and you can certainly have that, but it does take some grueling times at the beginning, but it's absolutely doable. So I think we just have to remember to get up and put one foot in front of the other and keep going,
And
because this would not have been done if I didn't have the right people around me.
exactly, surround
Entrepreneurship
yourself with the right people.
and
Yeah.
entrepreneurship in general, being your own boss, it's hard because yes, you have flex time or whatever, but you end up working more than being a W-2, like much more, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, as much as you push yourself, that's where you're gonna get, but you need to set the boundaries, as you said, to give rest and focus on what's important and don't give up because there's ups and downs, as always, right? But at the end of the day, it's nice to hear it from someone that has walked that path. And I really appreciate you sharing with us your experience. And I just want to ask you one last question. So right now, what are your objectives in terms of real estate? What are you looking for? What's your vision for your portfolio?
This is a great question. This is something I've spent the year doing. So I love my target anymore is not just traditional buyers and sellers. It really is helping real estate agents grow to be to where I am today, because I live when you're starting out as a real estate agent, you look at me and you're like, that's what I want. So I want to help people get there. And that's where my purpose is in helping other people build their real estate careers and change their family tree, start building, understanding what a fix and flip means, understanding what a BRRRR means, understanding why you want rental property, and how to go through those numbers and figure out, should you keep it, should you sell it, really dialing in and helping people grow their real estate careers and grow their lives and change their family trees. That is my mission in life. So I've got a team here of people that I love and adore, and I love training them and helping them. But I also am a real estate coach as well. So I do help them as well. And that's not something, like, I don't really tout that a lot. I don't go out and advertise that a lot. But a lot of people have come to me and said, can you help me do this? So kind of on the deal, I do also help others do this as well. If they want to be team leaders, I'll help you be a team leader. So I am all about helping other real estate agents grow in one way, shape, or form.
That's great. That's a great mission, Kelly. And I know
I
you are
love it.
gonna,
Thank you.
next time we have you in the podcast, you're gonna tell us all about how you are now this famous. If we get to catch you in one of those biggest stages and get to schedule you again. But thank you so much for sharing the
Thank you for
all
the
your
opportunity.
knowledge and your wisdom and your words of courage. It's always helpful, as Lala say, to hear it from somebody who already walked the walk. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to leave all the information for Kelly. Muchas gracias por escucharnos. Acuérdense de darle, picar a la campanita y seguirnos cada miércoles. Sacamos un episodio nuevo. Así que dejarnos mensajes, comentarios o escribirnos a hola@lalaagaby.com.
Yo soy Lala Elizondo.
Y yo soy Gaby Proctor.
Web Real Estate
Real Estate Talks. Si llegaste hasta aquí es porque te gustó la información y estás interesado en invertir en real estate en Estados Unidos.
Para esto hemos creado un entrenamiento que te va a simplificar este camino, ya sea que seas un inversionista por primera vez o que seas un inversionista sofisticado.
En la descripción de este episodio está la liga que te llevará a este entrenamiento.
O bien búscanos en Instagram como @invierte con Lala y Gaby y comenta con la palabra invertir en cualquiera de nuestras publicaciones y así te mandamos la liga a este entrenamiento.
Muchísimas gracias por habernos escuchado. Nos vemos en el siguiente. Escucha un episodio nuevo de Real Estate Talks cada semana.
En tu plataforma favorita para escuchar podcasts.
Ponte en contacto con nosotros en lalaagaby.com.